この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Tiabu and I am here for Orb, episode 15. Oxy and Bedeni have left this world, but their legacy remains. And so we are left with one burning question. Where is the book? And that's all I have to say here at the beginning. We're going to move to drawing, and then we're going to get right into the episode. Okay, that's close enough for now. I'm going to ink. I think I'm just going to go a little bit messier with it. There's the book. I've placed it at the bottom of the well. In the back of my mind, that's actually where I'm expecting Yolenta to potentially find it. But I don't even know if it's going to be Yolenta. The truth is that everything is up in the air, and we're in a transition point. She's escaped, so I'm gluing her into the story. I'm thinking that she's going to be the next one to get that book and carry it on. And that makes a lot of sense, in part because she has the capacity. Like, she's capable, even if what's written in Oxy's book is not the science of it and just the gist. I think that Yolenta is one of the few people on this planet right now who could read that and immediately, easily, well, maybe not easily, but effectively turn it into the theory again, right? Go back from that sort of Cliff Notes version and acquire the real details, keep the spark burning. In a sense, let it burn down to just this one remaining ember and then reignite a fire. I'm reminded of an anecdote about like tribal peoples and Native American peoples who would take the embers from their fire the night before and wrap them up in green leaves to keep them burning, to keep them going, and then pull them out at the next night and start the fire up again. So you've got this like endless fire. And the thing that scares me in some way about that, or the thing that has tension to it about that, is that you're putting your faith in that fire, in that ember to keep burning, even without enough oxygen, even without anything else. You're just hoping that wrapped up and saved, it will reignite tomorrow or tonight and bring life and warmth and fire back into your world. And that's what we're hoping for too. It looks like the fire has gone out. From the outside, there's no smoke, there's no heat, there's no color, there's no light. But deep inside, somewhere, there's an ember burning. It just needs fuel, and it needs oxygen. It needs to be brought out into the open and allowed to flourish and burn. Let's see how that happens. I'm really excited. I'm really fucking excited for this episode. This is, I don't know, it feels like a pivotal moment. It feels like we're approaching some of the core of what Orb is about, and we've got the opportunity to do it really beautifully, like really well. I think and I hope that we nail it. I want a home run here. I want my ideas that have been developed over the course of the show to be like brought to bloom, brought into their fullness, but I'd love for them to be shaken as well. I'd love for there to be a twist or a turn or something that I don't expect that makes me reconsider. And with that in mind, let's watch the episode and see what Orb delivers unto us. Is it my turn? Is the title of the episode. No idea what that's going to refer to. Let's go ahead and give it a watch. I've got episode 15 of Orb up and ready to go. There'll be two versions, picture-in-picture in the description, timer on YouTube, early access on the Patreon, beep beep timer to count you down. Thanks so much for joining me. Beep beep timer. This is very silent. Is it because he betrayed them? True. Mm. Is worse. Okay, sure. There's a good reversal line about this. Something something, then should one innocent man be something something? Yeah, they're demons bound to destroy our world. Yolenta? I don't think Yolenta's the enemy of humankind. Whoa. Preaching scripture, my guy. He gets a double salute for that. Oh, of course, yeah. Yeah, you don't understand the meaning of the words. They don't mean what they seem to mean. They mean what they really mean, and only I know that. What a dick. We're really building him into an enemy. I'm so thrilled. I'm so thrilled. Because what Novak does when he hears that. His body. By the way, if you hear cat moving around noises, she's in here. She's sitting in an Amazon box and attacking a leather. Oh, I can't bring it up. I've got a little leather strip dangling. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up. Yeah, I don't think so. Wow, we just fade through. He's just seeing a body burn. Visions of bodies being burned. Great album. I wouldn't touch him. You prick of pricks! You dingle of berries! Course I did! Yeah! Novak is good at reading people. That side eye was something else. It's good evidence. But this is how he's gonna try to create a bond. I feel like we need you. Yeah, oh, I really have come to respect you after doing this. Oh my god, he's multiplaying. He's. Oh, the little side eye back and forth is crazy. Where are we? Are we in Novak's home? We gonna witness him alone? Okay. This is our opportunity to really see him. Because above everything, he's cared about her. He's really cared about her. Heartbreaking. Looks like it's the same OP. Antony is like a crazy villain that we're building up here. I'm a little, skis, he's a little, he's gross. That's cool. Oh, okay. Let me throw this out there. We have like a Christoph Waltz-esque performance from Novak, which is a striking type of villain. And yet he's getting one-upped by a conniving political manipulator, mover and shaker type. We've got like villains killing villains here. I've never thought to do that. What? The gloves. Her hands are cold. He's gonna give her the gloves. Irene. Is that the letter he keeps pulling out and reading? God, fuck you, show. Yeah, fuck you, show. This is cute. I really like the parallax here. I really like that. The children. Oh, getting gloves. We're really focused here, aren't we? Hmm. Only the best. Only the best for his beloved daughter. Eh? To God? Okay. Her diligence, her faith. Oh. Oh, are they too big? Oh, Oh, that makes it so much more. Oh, of course not. Yeah, you taught her well. Oopsies. If it's God's responsibility, it's God's responsibility, good and bad, baby. Yeah, I'm not allowed to say that. Wow. Real anger from him, too. But is it anger or is it fear of retribution if she should become a heretic and be branded as one and blah, 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 blah? Is it socialized, right? Is it constructed? I don't know. Never angry at Yolenta. But then he is. Why does he care so much? Why does it matter so much? Because he thinks that if she doesn't get this instilled into her brain, she's going to get killed. His gut versus his mind versus his heart. She's such a good child. Like, she's trying so hard to be good. Not for the gloves being the wrong size, but for yelling, for getting angry, for placing something unimportant over something that's the most important. But that's exactly it, right? He lives in a world that places faith above everything and adherence, like compliance. Now it just has the gloves. Fuck, man. Are we gonna give the book to Novak? Is that the craziest possible twist? Is he our main character? That's the craziest possible twist, right? There's no way. I feel like. Oh, never mind. I thought he wasn't going to be able to reach out and grab them. Yeah, there we go. All of your life has been for this. What was it for? Beautiful eye catch. Doesn't that just hit you in the heart? Oh, man. This is working. This episode is working. But Danny. Grabowski's the reason that it happened, isn't he? He found the book. He was a weird guy. Scars on a priest? It was Grabowski, and he's listening to the gulp. He's not sleeping soundly though, is he? Right, it was ciphered. Mm. He doesn't realize that he did that. But he's suspicious, he believes. Right, but it's a blanket that fits everything. Oh my god, Grabowski's curious. And he has a little bit of respect for him. We're creating a lot of threads here. I'm so pumped by the way that this story is going. Okay. What's that note sticking out? Ooh, I thought he was going to turn it over and it would say Ziemia and codes. Codes, dude. He's breadcrumbing him. This is a gift from the grave from Bedeni. Does it have code in it? Okay. Maybe not a code. The beggar! The plan! The plan! He had a plan! We never knew what the plan was! He did something with the beggars who were talking to Oxy. What the fuck? What the fuck? From beyond the grave, he begs. You, my killer. Oh? Oxy changed Bedeni. Ha! Ha! A gift. An illegal gift. Oh, and he locks it in as the preservation thing. He's a believer. Grabowski believes. I believe. Yes. Yes. Fundamentally, yes. But they're heretical. Saved them anyway, so was Lucretius, right? The beggars. All right, let's go talk to some fucking beggars. What? What do they have? Do they have an oral tradition? Have they memorized? No, I'm kidding. There's no way. But asking him to educate the beggars is crazy. What is this space? They're waiting for the food. There's something so magical about the lowest, most dismissed part of society being the ones who regather the spirit. To our heads? Did he write it on their heads? Did he tattoo it on their skulls? What the fuck are we doing, guys? To our heads? Or maybe he tonsured them? Wait, but why? Okay, I don't get it. I don't know. Is this the place he's supposed to go? Is this what connects the links? Oh my god, it is. Dude, it's on his head, isn't it? They can't see it. They can't read it. Doesn't make any fucking sense. How would he tattoo that? But maybe. Maybe it's the diagram. That's so insane. That's so insane. I can't believe that I'm even considering that. Dude, he's playing chess from beyond the grave! Okay, we descend into the depths of our city. With the people on the edges. Yeah, you do not belong here. Have faith, Grabowski. Have faith. Pretty scary. That all of their heads are covered. Dude. And then their hair to grow. And then their hair to grow so it covers it completely. Yo, it's gonna be the symbols. It's gonna be it's writing! Fuck. And he's trusting in Grabowski? It's so insane. Born by human canvases. I'll have to teach you to read, buddy. Chills. All over my chest and back. Yes. He steps forward. Oh my god. I had one question. I got one answer. I can die satisfied. That's incredible. It's really ridiculous. It's very silly. I don't care. We're gonna totally hand wave any weirdness about like the time that it would take and the difficulty of tattooing on skulls. It's like hard. Also, where did he get tattooing equipment? But I don't care. Like tattooing an immense amount of lettering, small detailed lettering. Without machines too, like needle tapping? Some of the logistics are a little funky, but we have had a lot of time skip. Wild. Absolutely wild. Wow. I said it as we hit the ED. I came into this episode with one question. I leave this episode with one answer. I am satisfied. Question answered. And in an incredibly creative, interesting, like, schemy, cool fucking way. It's really cool. Now, I'm going to say this here, because I started talking about it a little bit during the ED, but I just want to make sure that I get it out of the way at first. I would like to hand wave all of the logistical considerations, okay? I'm going to say this out front. There are some logistical considerations. Tattooing a fuckload of ink onto people's skulls and making it readable text in script, hard. Really hard. Hard with modern technology. Hard with modern needles, modern inks, modern tattoo guns. Hard. Doing it across 60 people's skulls, 60 pages of text, fine line lettering with a tapped needle. Bro, no. Nah. Mm-mm. Having tapped a needle tattoo into my own foot, did that when I was 17. Not a great idea, but did it. Ink spreads. It spreads like a lot. It's like really hard to get anything coherent, especially if you're tapping with a needle. All of those are the logistical concerns. I've stated my qualms with them. We're going to take them. We're going to throw them away. Bye. Goodbye. Because I don't care. We're in story, right? I don't care that the Pear of Anguish isn't a real torture tool that was really used for torture. I don't care that the church wasn't really that all about killing lots of heretics. I don't care. We're in the context of the fiction of this story, and within the context of the fiction of this story, the idea of taking these words and gifting them without understanding to the bodies of a bunch of the lowest level of society, the ones that Bedeni explicitly dismissed repeatedly and had me questioning, why are we doing this focus on the beggars? Oxys and Bedenis? Why is everybody interested in this? What are we doing here? Well, we're making it stand out. We're making it recallable. We're making us remember it because Bedeni remembers it. Bedeni has put his money on it. He's put his faith into something that he did not have faith in. And his mind has been changed in more ways than one. And that's deeply evident in his follow-up request to Grabowski. If you can, teach the beggars to read. Educate them. So that they might understand what's upon them, but also there's something fundamental there. There are all these people, they don't know how to read, and Bedeni was in a place where he's like, that's their lot in life, so be it. They're beggars. That's what they do. Don't fuck around with them. Don't give them charity. It's not worthwhile. In death, he's changed completely. It is worthwhile to educate the beggars. So much so that he will request of his one great favor. He will add something else to it, making it harder and less likely that the person receiving the request will actually follow it through. He will ask him to please, if you can, educate the beggars. What a shift in Bedeni. What changed? Oxy learned how to read and proved himself. That's what changed, right? Right? That one action shatters Bedeni's worldview. People are what they are. They can't make something different of themselves. Here's a man who made something different than himself. Bedeni's he's not a denier, right? He doesn't lock into his confirmation and go, well, that must be a mistake or that's an edge case. Most people won't be like that. He's capable enough as a thinker to recognize that because this man is an exception to the rule that he expects, maybe the rule is wrong. Not the exception proves the rule, but maybe the rule is wrong. Maybe people can change and grow. Maybe the realm of intellect, of understanding, of comprehension, of knowledge, of faith, of beauty, of truth is one that's open to all people regardless of their social station, their educational level, their title. Maybe it's open to all of us. Maybe just like heaven and earth are one and not separated eternally, maybe we are one and not separated by the titles and classes that divide us. Maybe all that differs, the only thing that creates that gap is our will to have a gap there. And what if will could seal it, close it up, and uplift those who are downtrodden? It's beautiful. And it follows our young inquisitors' statements about faith. It's like, what is this really about, y'all? What is this really about? And he quotes scripture. Oh man, we got to go through the episode. Let's go through it. There are two core chunks of this episode. I guess three, because we have Novak in present day, present time, and we have Novak in past. But I think that's all one chunk. It's this half is aftermath of their deaths and Novak's story, Novak's discovery of Yolenta, which actually led me to believe that maybe the information would find its way to Novak, which would be crazy. But I wonder what he's going to think about this, how he's going to, I don't know, man. If he had any suspicion, and maybe he does, this would turn him forever against Antony. But if he doesn't have suspicion, then it might fit Antony's plans. Now the heretics have taken Novak's daughter, and he will be even harsher upon them. I don't know. Let's go through. Why did you let her go? Well, you were going to kill her regardless of the truth. And then Antony hits us with, a stupid person reply. I can't stand stupid people. I know he says unthoughtful, but we know what he's saying. He's saying it's even worse. It's not like you're inherently stupid. You just haven't thought about this. You haven't come to the right conclusion, man, so I'll let you think about it a little bit before I burn you at the stake. Blah, blah, blah. First, imagine the worst case scenario. And he weighs releasing heretics against false accusations. There's a quote that I was looking for in my brain, and now I'm going to look for it on the internet. Hey, all right, so we got 3 thinkers who hit the same note all in the same couple of decades. Seems that technically the first of those is Voltaire in 4748, in Zadig, writing, "It is better to run the risk of sparing the guilty than to condemn the innocent." But the most famous is from Sir William Blackstone, and it's called Blackstone's Formulation from 1769. "It is better that 10 guilty persons escape than that 1 innocent suffer." And it's followed up about 15 years later by Ben Franklin. "It is better that 100 guilty persons should escape than 1 innocent person should suffer." These ideas are foundational to our law, our legal system, our jurisprudence. The way that our courts are structured is to make it much harder to find an innocent person guilty than it is to find a guilty person innocent. Antony doesn't buy it. His is an iron clasp on reality, right? It's about not letting those ideas spread. We're totally fine with false accusations. God will forgive us for he doesn't even have to say this. It's just like written under it. God will forgive us. We're doing God's work. We're doing our best to cleanse the devils, right? If we kill a few innocent souls, they go to heaven anyway. It's fine. It's fine. They've been cleansed by the fire. It's all good. Shit. But what a way to build a villain. Over all of our episodes with Antony, each one has added a layer of paint to his villain mountain. There's this idea, I think it's from one of the right-wingier macho man influencers, but it's an idea that I really like, which is you prove yourself through a mountain of paint, right? If you don't believe in yourself, the way to get to believing yourself is to do one small thing every day that lets you help believe in yourself, right? And then you layer those like paint and you build a mountain out of them. We're building a mountain out of layers of Antony being a dick. Just being a bad dude. And it really works. It makes him a hell of a villain. And we need a hell of a villain to stand up to Novak. They have to stand up to each other in story terms, right? In their valence, in their strength. Antony stands up to him. He's not as scary in person, but he's even worse in some ways. He doesn't have any moral compass, really. But Novak has something he believes in, I think. Antony, I get the sense that everything that he says that he believes in is for a different purpose. It's for power. It's for his own, right? False accusation will lead to one innocent death, but if a heretic gets away, could lead to the end of all mankind. Okay. So our enemies are not mere low-life criminals. We have to think of them as serious problems. He is the enemy of humans everywhere. And this sets him up for a perfect scriptural rebuttal. Well, if they are the enemy, then we should do as we are commanded and love them. And Antony laughs. Ha! You don't get it at all. Idiots like you often misinterpret that verse. He doesn't, by the way, give a different interpretation, because he doesn't have one as far as I can tell. He just says, haha, stupid. You don't get the scripture. Throwing scripture at me as though you understand it. Ha! Burn him. Brush up on your theology, bitch. And that's it. No response. He's right. guy on the floor is right. If they are the enemy of mankind, then we should try to embrace them. Try to love them. That's what the scripture says. If they have wounded us, we should turn the other cheek and embrace them and love them as though they were our neighbor. So tell him this. Yolenta was a heretic. He lines it all out. Official procedures, and burned her at the stake. Show Novak the body. What body? That body. So he orders the burning, walks away, and is approached immediately. Just now, I just want to hone in on a moment. The I'd like to go home. I'm done for the day. I can't take any more of this. I'm off. I'm leaving. It has the same ring as I'm only a week out from retirement, you know? It's got that same vibe of like, right over the threshold is safety and security and stability. We just hold on Novak and fade across to the fire. He has no reason to disbelieve, but does he believe? Enough to weep, sure. Then Antony enters. My condolences. I tried to oppose the decision. I did what I could, man. She still had a future. We get this little side eye. Say what you will about Novak, but he is one perceptive bastard. To the point that it has killed multiple of our characters just how perceptive he is. He at least suspects, doesn't he? He has to. I hope. And I brought these to make it even worse. What a gut punch. This is a special case. Honestly, this isn't something that I would normally do. I don't even like you Inquisitors. But after this, I really understand what you have to go through for us, for the faith. So we silhouette these two men against the fire. Please allow me to pray for her too. And he looks over with this little smirk, knowing that he's got him. What a villain! What a villainous villain! What a bad boy! Antony, you are a bad dude. So we silently enter Novak's world. A restless night. And then back in time as soon as we come out of the OP. I can tell the story of how she gets the gloves. And it's a little bit more complicated than expected because it comes with a wrinkle, like a loss of faith in self from Novak, and a questioning and an uncertainty about what's really important, and a conflict about what his soul says to him is right, and what has been conditioned into him as necessary. It is necessary to proclaim loudly your faith. But his soul says it is necessary to embrace this child and to care for her and to not become angry at her when she does something that is against this other thing that's been conditioned into me as so important. But when push comes to shove, the conditioning wins, and Novak gets angry and then immediately regrets it and has this moment outside the door where he's like, what am I doing? Why am I acting in a way that is not in accordance with the way that I believe myself to be? I believe myself to be a good, loving father, blah, 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 and yet I yelled at my daughter. I got angry like this. Over what? Why did I get so angry? Sure, faith is important, but what could be more important than consoling this crying, hurt child? Something's wrong inside the way that I'm thinking. Something doesn't line up. But it's not enough. It's not enough to catalyze a complete metamorphosis of the human. Takes more of that. That takes more. Might take losing that child and realizing that everything that you've done up to this point has been for naught. Or maybe that solidifies your position and you stick even harder to your guns. I don't know. I'm gonna make a note about the title. Is it my turn? I thought it was gonna be a Yolenta line. whether it was here in the past or when she finds the text or something. But no, it's Grabowski of all people. His attitude, his like lifted voice, he's a little higher pitched. He's being very, it's the way people act around children. It's so interesting to see this very human side of Novak. So she wrote him this letter, and in future, this will be the letter that he carries around. Thank you for always working hard for God and all of us. And she's just sitting there like, all I want to do is make you happy, Dad. Fuck. It's the most beautiful handwriting. Oh yeah, I really like this parallax. Super simple. What the fuck? Okay, I'm going back and forth frame by frame. I'm trying to figure out whether my mind is playing tricks on me or whether everything is distinct. I'm looking at all these like edges and corners of buildings to see if they move against the building that they're behind. And I cannot for the life of me tell. I think they do. Like, okay, let me explain. If this is one mat, and it's not, there are multiple, right? But like, I'm trying to figure out where the mats differentiate. But if it was one, then you see these rafters that are all in a row, or these like bits of the roofs that have points. These are all in a row, right? So as we move to the side, they would angle against each other, right? That we'd see pieces of them disappear behind each other. If it was all one mat, they would all just move in unison, right? But if it's not, then they'd shift in relation to one another. I think they're all shifting. Like, look at this row. I can't tell. Oh well. So she sees the gloves, he sees the gloves. He realizes he's thoughtful, he's caring, he thinks about her being cold, and he orders her the gloves. Just your size. Those words aren't for me. So here's our little teaching moment. Thank you so much, Father. Don't thank me, thank God. God has granted you a good fate. I'm not responsible for this. God is. Okay, teach him young. When good things happen, you must first give thanks to God. So who do you curse when bad things happen? Oh, but you're not allowed to do that. Well, why not? The logic lines up. But you're not allowed to do that. God is only responsible for the good things. What a great face from Novak. Can't you cheer up? You lied to me. Oof. That is the way that little kids take things, though. It's like, I'm sorry, dude. I didn't lie to you. Something came up. Like, I didn't lie. We were gonna go to Disneyland on Saturday, but your grandma's in the hospital and we can't. Like, I'm so sorry. I didn't lie to you. I wasn't manipulating you. I wasn't telling you an untruth. Something changed. But like kids don't grapple with that, and you have to have some compassion and some empathy for that situation. It's like, okay, I understand that you're really upset about this. Let's deal with it. We'll survive. We can go on. I still love you. These are way too big, and it's like this should be simple and a normal interaction, but she takes it that one step further and applies the lesson. I'm really sorry. I'll make up for it. It's no one's fault. I never intended to hurt you. Well, if it's not your fault, who do we blame? And we can, like, see the we don't say that here lock in. Yeah? It's like, oh, we don't say that here. You're not allowed to say that. It's like exactly what happens when you get like the grandpa at the Thanksgiving table and he says some stuff that's a little funky and people around the table are like, whoa, we don't say that. It's the same conditioning, right? Because in his time and place, maybe those words were still horrible and evil, but they weren't conditioned in as something that we don't say, right? He goes off on some racist diatribe and everybody else at the table is like, whoa, grandpa, slow it down. That eyes wide, we don't say that, that's not okay. It's the same thought process. We don't say that here. That's not allowed. It's been conditioned in. It's socialized. It's not real. I mean, it's real. It exists inside the brain. It happens. He acts on it. It's as real as that. But it doesn't like come from somewhere deep within. It comes from without. It's embedded into you, like Lacan style, you know? What did you say? The taking the hobbits to Isengard. This is the fate that God has granted me. Let me snap to it, and I think it's a good move. Rage. An anger that isn't his. Yeah? He's playing out a social anger, which is very much his job as an inquisitor. But it's really interesting because as an inquisitor, he doesn't embody the social anger. He doesn't embody righteous retribution. That's not how he like is motivated. It's not how he moves through the world. But here, it's instant and it's toward his own daughter. He suddenly embodies all that anger, all that reactive, like, no, you can't say that. Wow. Those words are unforgivable. She looks up in horror, like, have I done something terribly wrong? And this is what he sees, and suddenly he's in shock because he's caused this face to appear on his beloved daughter's face. Oh, fuck, what have I done? Forget it. Go get your head straight, he says out loud. I think that might be a mistranslation. I think it might be, I'm gonna go get my head straight. I'm gonna step out and think for a second. So he steps out. What have I done? Why did I act that way? That wasn't something that I planned to do. Just like he said before, I didn't intend to hurt you, and he didn't intend to here either. But he isn't there in that moment. That's not Novak. Like, obviously it's still him, but it's not his voice. He's speaking with someone else's voice. It's been instilled into him. We do this all the time. People do this all the time. They speak out lines that they've heard, things that they heard on TikTok, things they've heard politicians say. They say those things reactively without even a second thought to it, really without even considering it. It's like it ding triggered. Sorry to use the word triggered, but I mean like it's like a triggered action. It's like it's waiting and it's sitting there and it's sitting somewhere in your unconscious, and then something happens and it emerges and it bursts forth, and it wasn't your words. They came out of your mouth. You made them, but you don't. It's really hard to take ownership of them because you didn't mean them. You don't believe them. They're not you. How does that happen? This is a powerful conflict played out over a couple of moments within the core of one of our most interesting characters' minds. And I think it gives us the clearest picture of how his mind works and what he's dealing with. I'm really curious what will emerge out of this, because he might come around to questioning, to uncertainty, to not following Antony and everything that he says, or, as I've intimated a couple times, he might double down. What have I done? I didn't need to get so angry. What's wrong with me? Then again, faith is really important. Teaching her faith is most important. Because she'll be punished if she doesn't walk the walk, right? If she doesn't talk the talk. That's really what it's about. It's not about it being right and true and him believing it and it being important for her to know it. It's important for her to look like she knows it so she doesn't get executed at 15. Which is why we're here. Because she just got executed and now he's back in that moment. Teaching her faith is the most important, says the angel on his shoulder. And then the humanist devil on his shoulder goes, yo, bro, that's a crying child. Like, that's the future of humanity. And beautiful and truly innocent, and you just yelled at her and made her cry. What could be more important than comforting her? So he enters, and she's apologetic. She's found a way to, like, scrunch the gloves onto her. Of course, she'll grow into the gloves, right? It ends up being the right size because she grows into them. But she's apologetic, and then he's apologetic. I'm really sorry, forgive me for being such a fool, but I get the feeling that she doesn't understand exactly what he's like apologizing for, how much it means to him. And then we're saying goodbye, and then it's goodbye. She's gone. So Novak goes and gets the gloves. We just spend all this time in silence until he breaks it with tears, overcome with emotion, with loss, and with that kind of regret that people get when they have a fight with a significant person in their life, and then that person gets in the car and drives off, and then they don't come home after work, and then the police officer knocks on the door. And the last thing, the biggest regret, is that you didn't leave them with the love and the kindness that you actually shared. Here, Novak, it feels to me, is like locked into this moment where he made a mistake and hurt Yolenta, and he's like mulling it over and wondering if he could have done something differently to make her survive this encounter, this situation. Like, could I have made her understand Faith more seriously so she wouldn't be dead now? Or could I have not made this mistake and hurt her and been compassionate instead, and not had this dark memory and this like taint on our interaction? It's like all of that gets wrapped up into this, and I think it's fucking brilliant. I think it's fucking brilliant. He's also right in front of the window, the way that Rafal kind of, with the window above him. It rhymes too. Oof. Where do we take Novak from here, man? I would like... This is crazy. I would like nothing more for him to become the hero that heliocentrism needs. I got so excited in the middle portion of this episode where I had this inkling of a thought that was like, could they give the book to Novak? That's crazy. To trust in the Inquisitor who's slain you? That's insane. And it is. It's not what's happening. Thank God. But once I had the thought, I was like, that would be the fucking coolest thing. If he ends up in such internal conflict that he's searching for a real answer. Because Faith has never been an answer for him. It's never solved things for him. It's facilitated what he does, right? It's been a part of things, but it's a line that he walks because he has to. Not because he believes in it. Not because he believes that it will take him to a better future. Except that it will prevent others from, like, harming him, right? Oh, man! Okay, so Novak's wrinkle is amazing, but Grabowski's, man. Ah, it's cool. You ever notice anything suspicious? Well, everything. He was crazy. He was a weirdo. An anonymous tip. Gulp. But it wasn't me. It couldn't have been me. Could it? Could it have been? Could I be responsible for the death of a person that I knew? I'm not sure. Maybe. So he enters his little study. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's focus in on this, though. If he didn't leave notes behind, it would all be lost. And if my tip was responsible for that, what have I done? He has regret. Because he believes in the preservation of things like Lucretius's poems. Even if they're heretical, there's something beautiful. So he finds the note, the poem, a gift from beyond the grave. What I can remember. And something to ask in trade. Please receive the beggar if they should. I have no way to convince you, but I beg you from the bottom of my heart. The image lands, man. And also, please educate the beggars somehow. I already talked about this a little bit, but it's beautiful. This is Oxy's work, right? This is his choices mattering. This is his pursuit of personal growth, proving to somebody who didn't believe that people could elevate themselves above the station they've been given by God, and proving in your face, Bedeni, yes, I can. And not only can I do it, I can do it in a way that forces you to respect me. And he ends up respecting Oxy. Genuinely. So much so that it is, as far as I know, it is Oxy's book, Oxy's words that are inscribed onto those skulls. That is all. So right now, and this is so cool, it might be, out of all the crazy things in the episode, it might be my favorite because it's just the theme. We just get another character who, from a different perspective, is able to clearly state explicitly what the theme is, what the core idea is. Right now, I'm looking at poetry from 1500 years ago. And here it is reproduced in front of me because a beautiful man knew some of it by heart and wrote it down. And he knew that because the books were saved. And the books were saved because they weren't burned and destroyed. Even if they were heretical, even if they were against the church, they were kept. And now I get to witness this beauty. And I can do so because others put in the work to make it happen. Therefore, if portions of Bedeni's research survive, should they also be preserved? If it's good for Lucretius, is it good for Bedeni? Is it maybe a categorical imperative, a general rule that should be followed outside of extreme circumstances? Shit that humans write should be preserved? You never know when we're gonna need it? Yeah. But that's what he's coming to as a conclusion. He's like, I rely really heavily on other people preserving the works of the past, and it's important to me. Maybe I should contribute to that. This is good logic, right? Find something in your life that you think is important to you. Make more of it. This is like my life hack toward purpose. Find a thing that you think is important, that has affected you, that's made your life better, that's improved things for you. And make more of that. Go make some of that. Go contribute to it. So it's art. Draw something, paint something, sculpt something. Make art, right? Or if that's beyond you, look at art and talk about it. Talk about it with other people. Go to art galleries, right? Like contribute to the art world. Contribute to what you care about. Is it video games? Great. Go become a game designer. Beyond you in some way? It's not. You could do it. Promise. Okay. Play games. Share games. Talk about games with friends. Make more gaming stuff happen, right? Like, make a gaming podcast. Do whatever the fuck you want. But make more of the thing that compels you in this world. Because, like, you're drawn to it. It's good. Your heart says that's good. Maybe you would feel fulfilled if you were to make more of it. By the way, that's why I'm doing this, right? That should be clear. Because I can't make anime. At least not yet. Probably not ever. But right, I'm walking that walk. I'm living that to the best of my ability, is to like talk about and elevate and focus on the parts of these shows that impact me, that have changed my life over time, that have changed the way that I see myself, that have given me possibilities, you know, shown me through characters, through interactions, through moments that are impactful. They've impacted me. They've changed me. They've changed the way that I see the world. And I want to share that. I want to take that and keep it on, keep that torch burning. And if I can do that by like rewording, rephrasing, interpreting, and talking about and pointing at the things that compel me, that are so powerful, and I really think so powerful, so influential, so impactful, and so necessary for our spirits to thrive. There's so much of that in anime, so much of that in art, so much of that in writing and novels, and just the realm of human creativity in general. I've chosen anime as my one narrow niche. It works. I think it's particularly compelling in certain ways, but pick any. The whole of the thing is amazing, and the ability to be a part of that, even in such a small way as this, to be experiencing and sharing the experience of experiencing, is really powerful. And it does fulfill me. It adds purpose to my life. And it wouldn't if I weren't compelled by this thing. Does that make sense? It's because I care about this thing that doing things related to this thing fulfills me. Makes me feel like I am fulfilling some purpose. Should they be preserved? No. They're blasphemy after all. They ought to disappear. But then he still follows the request. We hone in on the beggars, the promise. We might receive bread, but it could be a trap. He's the man who did that to our heads. God, it's crazy. It's so crazy. They've all got the hats on. What a crazy idea, man. The poetry of it is hard for me to like pinpoint exactly, but there's something so deeply poetic about this world-changing, highfalutin, high science idea being carried forth into the next step, into the next generation by men who can't even understand it, who cannot comprehend the treasure that they carry. There's something very beautiful about that. And then even more so, should it happen when they become able to read. If 2 episodes down the line, 3 episodes, whatever, we don't have a scene where one of these beggars comes to understand what the text means for the human spirit, like in the way that Oxy does, right? Where it means that heaven is here and we are free and we are one with beauty, right? If one of them can come to that understanding out of the pit, out of the darkness, out of the deepest despairing part of civilization, I think that's the biggest fuck you to the bad ideas that Badeni put forth. Yeah, the classism and the caste sort of situation and all of this shit gets exploded if we take a beggar, make him literate, and make him understand the highest, most cutting edge of science. That would be fucking cool. I think that would be amazing. I don't know if that's where we're going, but it would be amazing. Can I help you? Yeah. Please come with me. Please receive them. And he's got doubts, he's not sure, but he goes. It's a scary descent past all these people through this portion of society, which, so to my mind, the church should be doing its best to take care of these people. If it were a church in more than name, you know, in if it were a real bastion of the Christian faith, then it would be trying to take care of these people, the downtrodden, the dispossessed. Um, Instead, they are separated, and we have almost a feeling of like weird place to take it, but like Siddhartha Gautama coming down from the palace and seeing death and despair and disease and experiencing the reality of it. There's something of a ring there. Are we there yet? No, it's further down, deeper down. Surrounded, in danger. He called us all books. They shave their heads, and they are books indeed. Page 1 and onward. 60 books, tattooed over the course of months. Oxy's words, Oxy's book. What do you think is necessary? You know what's written on those heads. It's the truth. So Grabowski asks, after having denied it before, no, they should not be preserved. He asks, is it my turn? My turn to keep the fire burning? My turn to pass the torch? My turn to step forward into the unknown? He takes his step and joins the Black Parade. Woo! My goodness, we've got another following in our footsteps. An unexpected addition. This is cool. That is not an answer I would have ever expected to the question that I asked, but it is a really cool answer, one with a lot of poetry to it, a lot of symmetry, a lot of stuff just lines up and makes that feel good. Now Grabowski's in danger. He's got 60 men with heretical writings tattooed onto their skulls, and he's got to do something with them without getting caught. We'll find out how that plays out next time on Orb. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I think it was excellent, like really excellent, in the wake of the kind of despair of the previous episodes. Hope burns again. The ember, wrapped up carefully under the hats of beggars, is passed on to ignite the fire once more. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Catch the next one a little early on the Patreon. Otherwise, I'll see you right here next week for episode 16 of Orb, and for the journey to continue. Much love. Peace.